In November 1938, he was appointed to the post of S.A. Obergruppenführer. He served in World War I, from 1915 to the end of the war in 1918. After the end of the war, he joined the Freikorps back in Upper Silesia. He joined the railway service, aiming for the mid-level of the civil service. He was dismissed from his position in 1926 for anti-Weimar Republic views and activities. At the commencement of World War II, on September 1, 1939, Koch was appointed to Reich Defense Commissioner for Military District 1, which was East Prussia. On March 22, 1926, Koch became a Bezirksleiter of the NSDAP in Essen and, in October, succeeded Joseph Goebbels as business manager of Groß-Gau. In 1927, he succeeded Victor Lutz as the deputy Gauleiter of the region. From September 1930, he was a member of the Reichstag for East Prussia. In July 1933, Koch was appointed to the Prussian State Council, and became Oberpresident of East Prussia on June 2, 1933. Acting until September that year, he escaped through the Baltic Sea port at Pillow. On Monday, April 23, 1945, on the icebreaker Ostpreußen. From Pillow, through the Hel Peninsula, Rügen, and Copenhagen, he arrived at Flensburg, where he went into hiding after unsuccessfully demanding that a U-boat take him to South America. He was eventually captured by British forces in Hamburg, in West Germany in May 1949. He appeared in a TV report on Königsberg's history in 1986. Koch was interviewed by West German journalists in his Polish prison cell. He remained unrepentant, saying that he would never have surrendered as it was a matter of honor. He died on November 12 that year of natural causes in Barszewo prison at the age of 90. He the last war criminal to serve a term in Poland, and was buried in an unmarked grave at the prison cemetery. He joined the NSDAP in 1922. From 1922, he worked in various party positions in the party's Rohrgau, including as a business manager. He belonged to the left wing of the party, and was a supporter of the faction led by Gregor Strasser. He became a member of the National Socialist Working Association, a short-lived group of North and Northwest German Gau, organized and led by Strasser, which unsuccessfully wanted to amend the party program. His pre-war rule in East Prussia was defined by his efforts to collectivize the local agriculture, and ruthlessness in dealing with his critics in and outside of the party. He had long-term plans for mass-scale industrialization of the mostly agricultural province. This policy made him unpopular among the local peasants. But, through publicly funded emergency relief programs concentrating on agricultural land improvement projects and road construction, their Erich Koch plan for East Prussia supposedly made the province free of unemployment. On Monday, September 1, 1941, he became Reichskommissar of Reichskommissariat Ukraine, with full control of the Gestapo and the uniformed police. His territory extended from the Baltic to the Black Sea, covering ethnic German, Polish, Belarus and Ukrainian areas. As Reichskommissar, he had full authority in his region, which led to conflict with other officials within the Nazi bureaucracy. Alfred Rosenberg, the Reich Minister for the occupied Eastern Territories, expressed his disapproval of Koch's independent actions to Adolf Hitler in December 1941. Koch's first act as Reichskommissar was to close the local schools, declaring that Ukraine children need no schools, what they'll have to learn will be taught them by their German masters. His tyranny is best summed up by the comment, "If I meet a Ukrainian worthy of being seated at my table, I must have him shot." Koch worked together with the General Plenipotentiary for Labor Deployment, Fritz Sauckel, in providing the Reich with forced labor. He was also involved in the persecution of Polish and Ukrainian Jews. Due to his actions, Nazi rule in Ukraine was disturbed by a growing number of partisan uprisings. The Soviet Union demanded Koch's extradition, but the British government decided to hand him over to the Polish government instead. On January 14, 1950, he was handed over by the British to the Mokotów prison, in Warsaw, where he was held for another 8 years before his trial began on October 19, 1958. He faced charges of war crimes for the extermination of 400,000 Poles, but was never indicted for his crimes against Ukrainians. He was found guilty of these crimes. He was sentenced to death on March 9, 1959, by the district court in Warsaw for having planned, prepared and organized the mass murder of civilians. His sentence was commuted to life imprisonment due to ill health, although it's believed he was spared because the Soviets thought he had information about art looted by the Nazis during the war.